Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another lesson video. I know it has been a while, but I apologize. I've been busy testing the in-person kids with STAR testing, and that's taken up the entire day. But we are back, and this week we are going to be using the time that we have to start test all my virtual students so that you are ready for next week. You are going to be coming up to school the week of May 18 all the way through May 21. So May 18, May 19, May 20, May 21, you will come up to the school to start test. May 18, May 19, you'll have the school to yourself. The in-person kids will be learning virtually, so that there are no distractions for you. Okay. But yeah, that's when y'all will be start testing. Don't worry. Don't stress. Remember, don't stress about stuff that you have no control over. The only thing that you have control over during start testing is how hard you try, right? So as long as you show up and you try your hardest, that's all anyone can ask for. And, that's all that matters, right? So what we're going to do today is we're going to go over summary and theme. Remember, summary is sort of the building block of English skills. If you're able to effectively summarize a text, you can do anything else to it. You can infer, you can find theme. And tomorrow, we're going to work on inferencing. I think those are our three biggest weaknesses, is summary, theme, and inferencing in English right now. So hopefully today and tomorrow act as good practice for y'all. I will be uploading a couple of assignments to help test y'all out. Those will be daily grades. I'm almost done with grades, so bear with me. Everything should be done soon. And after start testing, we're basically done. Okay. But yeah, let's get started. A brief overview of summary. It is a short paragraph of the main ideas of a text. It's basically a paragraph of what the text is about. Some summaries can be just one sentence long, but that depends on how short the text is, right? Summaries are not a place for opinions, background knowledge, or personal information. It is not a place for outside information. Summaries should only include what the text is about, okay? So how to summarize? First, of course, it's obvious, read the text. And while you're reading, ask yourself, what was this text about? What was this text about? What did I just read? Okay, your summary should be in complete sentences. Okay, let me repeat that again. It should be in complete sentences. Okay, should cover main point and the key ideas. Main point is basically what the text is about, and the key ideas is information that support that. Okay, like Claudette Colvin was about injustice and racism. Key ideas were all the discrimination and segregation that she went through and the community in Montgomery went through. Okay? It should be in your own words. You should never quote your text directly in your summary. Do not quote it directly. Okay. Put it into your own words, and it shouldn't just be a word or two. If you're going to summarize Claudette Colvin, the book we read, the summary should not just be racism or injustice. Right? It should be in complete sentences. So should it go in my summary? Only the major ideas and necessary information should go into a summary. So like I said before, only thing that should go in your summary is your main idea and the key information that helps support that. You need to ask yourself, do you need this information to understand the text? If the answer is yes, put it into your own words in your summary. If the answer is no, do not put it into your summary. Okay? Do not. That's just unnecessary information and it's considered fluff. The main idea and key points. I know I keep saying these words a lot. The main idea is what the text is about. Okay? It is what the text is about. Key points are the arguments or information that is used to support the main idea. Okay? Your summary should only include the main ideas or key points. So this is an example paragraph that I pulled out that I think is pretty good to practice summary on. So I'm about to read it. A penny for your thoughts. If it's a 1943 copper penny, it could be worth as much as $50,000. In 1943, most pennies were made out of steel since copper was needed for World War II. So the 1943 copper penny is ultra rare. Another rarity is the 1955 double die penny. These pennies are mistakenly double stamped, so they have overlapping dates and letters. If it's uncirculated, it easily fetched $25,000 at an auction. Now that's a pretty penny. Okay, so the main idea of this text is basically two pennies that are rare and valuable, right? Some of the key information is the 1943 copper penny, right? And the 1955 double die penny, right? That's some of the key information. Those are the two pennies, the dates, and the name itself sort of tells you why it's valuable. So some incorrect examples of some summaries about this text. Number one, this text is about pennies. Hopefully y'all see what's wrong with this one. It's too short. Yes, they had the main idea. This text is about pennies, but what about the pennies? What's so important about it, right? It doesn't include any of the key ideas like the dates or the names of the pennies, right? It doesn't include any of that. Another example is the 1943 copper penny is worth a lot of money. Copper was hard to get during the war, so there aren't many of them. The 1955 double die penny is worth a lot too. These pennies were stamped twice on accident. This one is a lot better than the first one, but the problem with this one is too much. It's just too much. There's so much unnecessary information. There's so much fluff in there. The main idea isn't clear. Like, yeah, it's about pennies, but like you're just saying what the pennies are, that they're worth a lot of money, right? The phrase "copper was hard to get during the war, so there aren't many of them." I think that was just completely unnecessary to put in. It runs a little bit too long. So a correct example of a summary is this text is about two very rare and valuable pennies, the 1943 copper penny and the 1955 double die penny. This one is short. It gets straight to the point. It includes the key information like the 1943 copper penny and the 1955 double die penny. It has the main information, or the main idea, which is the text is about two very rare and valuable pennies, right? And most importantly, it's in complete sentences. Hopefully this makes a bit more sense. If you're not getting it right now, that's perfectly fine. How we get better at some skills is practice, right? But hopefully it sort of makes sense. I think that the main problem with summary that I'm seeing with y'all is just what those examples were. Some summaries are too short, right? It includes nothing, or some of the summaries are just too long. But for like a short paragraph like that, a summary should only be probably a sentence long, right? Obviously, the longer the text is, the longer your summary is going to be. But hopefully this makes sense. We're going to move straight into theme next. Theme is something that a lot of students struggle with. It is hard because it's not directly stated in the text, and you do have to dig a little bit farther to get theme. But if you're able to effectively summarize, you should be able to find the theme as well. So what theme is, it's the underlying message or life lesson of a text. It's basically what the text is trying to teach you. It's also sort of known as like the moral of the story. Basically, what can you learn by reading this text? You don't have to agree with the theme to identify it, right? Like you don't have to agree with the theme. You just have to be able to find it. It's not a word. It's never going to be just a word. It's a sentence. So some people think theme is just like love or friendship. No, it has to be a sentence, okay? They're not clearly stated. It is implied. So whenever you read, it's never going to be directly in front of you. You sort of have to know what's happening in the story to find theme. And obviously, I'm going to show you some examples, okay? It's sort of the big picture of the story, right? What are you trying to learn from the text? Some examples of some universal themes that are commonly out there and always stated. Money can't buy happiness. Don't judge people based on the surface. Like don't judge a book by its cover. And love conquers all. As you can see, their sentences. It's not just money, love, happiness. And whenever you read a story, it's never going to be clearly stated. Like money can't buy happiness. It's never just going to clearly say money can't buy happiness in there. It's just going to be information and events that clearly show that money can't buy happiness, and it's up to you to find that theme, right? So this is a good example paragraph. I think that shows how helps you identify theme. So I'm going to read it again. It's In his sophomore year of high school, basketball legend Michael Jordan tried out for the varsity basketball team. But at 5 feet and 11 inches tall, the coach believed that Jordan was too short to play. The coach cut Jordan from the team. Jordan didn't let this obstacle defeat him. In fact, it pushed him to work even harder. He trained vigorously and grew another 4 inches in the summer. The next year, Jordan made the varsity squad. He averaged 25 points a game and went on to become one of the greatest basketball players in history. So what's happening in the text, let's try to summarize it. The main idea is Michael Jordan trying out for his basketball team, right? And some of the key information is he didn't make it at first, but he trained harder, made it the following year. Okay, so that's basically what's happening in this text. What is the theme? The theme is never give up on your dreams. Never give up on your dreams, or no pain, no gain, right? It takes a lot of work to achieve your dreams, right? That's what some of the themes could be. And remember, sometimes there could be more than one theme to a text, right? There could be 3, there could be 4. It depends on the text and how much information is in it. So I think the theme, or a good theme for this one, is never give up on your dreams. What happens in the story that leads you to believe this? Michael Jordan didn't make the basketball team the first time, right? He got cut. But the sentence clearly says Jordan didn't let this obstacle defeat him, right? So he worked even harder the following summer. He grew more. He trained harder. And then he made the squad, right? Did he give up on his dreams? No. Does it clearly state in this, does it ever say clearly stated that he doesn't give up on his dreams or never give up on your dreams? No. But what's happening in the text is Jordan doesn't let getting cut from the basketball team stop him, and he works even harder and makes it the following year, right? The theme is never clearly stated. You have to know what's happening in the text to be able to find it. Hopefully that makes sense. Another example, Jenny was so excited. She had a pack of Starbursts in her lunch, and she had been looking forward to eating them all morning. Lunch finally came, and Jenny sat down to eat her Starburst when her friend Rudy sat next to her. "Let me get the pink ones," asked Rudy. Jenny liked the pink ones best, but she thought Rudy was funny, and Jenny wanted Rudy to like her. So Jenny gave Rudy all of her pink Starbursts. Before Jenny was done giving Rudy the pink ones, Carrie sat on the other side of Jenny. "Let me get the red and the orange ones, Jenny. Remember when I gave you that Snickers?" Jenny didn't remember that, though she did remember when Carrie ate a whole Snickers in front of her. But Jenny thought Carrie was cool, so she gave her the red and the orange Starburst. Now that she only had the yellow ones, Jenny wasn't so excited about eating Starburst anymore. So what's happening in this text is Jenny, she has a pack of Starburst for lunch. And again, not a healthy lunch, but it was fine. And then Rudy and Carrie come up to her asking for a Starburst. And Jenny likes them and wants them to think that she's cool. So she gives them the Starburst, right? That's basically what's happening in the text. A good theme, in my opinion, could be don't buy your friends, right? Or friends, won't be selfish like that. I think a good one is don't buy your friends, right? Don't buy your friends. And what's happening in the story that helps us see this is Jenny's getting Rudy and Carrie the Starburst that she likes best, right? But because it says Jenny wanted Rudy to like her, Jenny thought Carrie was cool, right? So she gave her the Starburst. She's giving Starburst so that she can make friends with them, right? Like, so the theme, in my opinion, or the life lesson is don't buy your friends. Hopefully that makes sense. Next example, Kelly had a job at the movie theater, but it didn't pay very much, and she was sick of working there. Nonetheless, the work was steady, and she needed all the money that she could get. To her delight, Kelly got an interview at a big office downtown for a job that paid much more. The interview went very well, and the bosses all but offered her a position. They said that she would fit the role well, and they promised that they would call her back within 2 weeks. Kelly couldn't wait to quit her job at the movie theater. As soon as she got back, she put in her 2-week notice. She spent the next 2 weeks bragging to her coworkers about her new high-paying job in the big city. Yet 2 weeks passed and she received no phone call. When Kelly decided to follow up on her interview, she learned that the bosses had chosen a different candidate. Kelly was crushed. So what's happening in the story is Kelly doesn't like her job at the movie theater, so she gets, an interview at another job. She thinks she has the job because the interview went so well, so she decides to quit her old job at the movie theater without knowing that she got the new job, and then she never gets the new job, right? So now she has no job. So a good theme for this life lesson would be don't count your chickens before they hatch, or don't expect something to happen before it does. That's basically what don't count your chickens before they hatch means. Don't expect something to happen before it happens, right? And what happens in the text that leads us to believe this? Kelly thinks she's about to get a new job, but never ends up getting it and decides to quit her job very early before she even figures that out, right? Should she have done that? No. Should she have waited until she got the new job before she quit? Yes, right? So that's what's happening in the text, and that's what leads us to figuring out that's what the theme of the story is. This one is a very long one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this an assignment, and I'm going to publish it as a discussion post. Okay, so look out for that. But that's it for summary and theme. Hopefully this is making a lot more sense. If you have any questions, obviously message me on Schoology or email me, and I'll answer as quickly as I can. During the day, it's hard for me to answer since we are STAAR testing, but I'll try to get to y'all's message as quickly as possible. But yeah, tomorrow we're going to be working on inferencing, so look out for that video. But that is it for today. I'll see you here for the next one. Bye.